Hello, this is Thomas, K4SWL. If you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life amateur radio field activation videos. And a couple of things up front. Thank you so much to my Patreon and Coffee Fund supporters. You all make this possible. Also, if you haven't done this before, please check down in the video description where you'll find a link to QRT.com, where I'll have a field report with all the information about all the gear I'm using, where I am, all those good things. So please check it out. I actually spend more time on my field report than I do on making my videos, I think. So today I'm at Zebulon Vance historic birth site. This is a Civil War era governor here in North Carolina, and so the site has a lot of Civil War era cabins and kitchens and just everything. It's a really cool site to look through, a really interesting part of North Carolina history, and I've been out here many times. It used to be really convenient to a place where my daughters took classes a couple years ago. These days it's not that close by where I live. I'm not out this way a whole lot, but I've been missing coming here, and one of the reasons why is they were closed for a long time after Hurricane Helene. And this is the first time I've been back since. They've probably been open for about a month and a half now, something like that. But I just haven't been out here to check it out. I did notice a little bit. They did not get hit as hard as I thought they had. I'm sure that the floodwaters came up pretty high here. There's actually a creek down that way, and that creek, flooded really hard through this area. But it looks like all their stuff here made it. Must be just high enough in elevation. Some of the winds tore down some of their trees. Although, as with at my house, a lot of the dead trees, the ones that look like they're going to topple over anyway, they survived. And the reason why is because they never had any foliage on them, and all these other trees did have foliage on them at the time the storm came through. That's the reason why ours went down. If the storm would have arrived just 2 weeks later, it probably wouldn't have had nearly the impact on our trees because they would have shed a lot of their leaves already for the fall. But anyway, it is sad to see that they've got some work to do here. And obviously they've got these couple of trees. I've put so many infant half-waves and doublets and slopers and things in this one old dead tree over here, thinking it would probably not be here anymore. And these trees, which were pretty healthy, not very tall, I guess they're hemlocks maybe. I wasn't expecting them to come down, but they did. And not to make it sound like all I care about are hanging antennas in trees. I do really love trees, but that's just the fact that, when you're at a park and you're a POTA activator, boy, do you recognize when your trees are gone. So anyway, but it's great to see the staff here, and I've got the place to myself, as you can see, which is really nice, and got a little time to do an activation. I almost started putting up the antenna without starting the video. Today I'm going to use my Cheligan's MC750. I'm going to pair it with my TR-45L, which probably you saw me use in my last video. I just did an activation yesterday with it, so we'll get that guy going. But I thought it'd be kind of fun to deploy the MC750 since I haven't used it in a while. And I'm realizing right now that I've got my feed line turned around incorrectly. This is one of the very few feed lines I have. This is like RG, 178? A cable I had built by ABR mainly for a dipole, but I've never used it for the dipole. I tend to use it for my MC750 now, because the MC750 has a PL2 or SO239 on it, and sorry, oh, here it is. Here's the end of the line, and the TR-45L has, like a lot of my radios, has a BNC on the back of it. So I need to bring the BNC. I still did the same thing. Oh, Thomas, it's been a long day, if I'm being honest with you. It's been a very long day. I'm hoping that this activation will cheer me up a little bit. Just had a lot going on, but all is fine. Okay, yeah. So I can probably make this work. What I'll do is just go ahead and pull the radio out here. We'll plug in the antenna, set up the back of it, because I was using something different yesterday. So I do not need a tuner. I'm going to turn that out, and it is set to coax. So we're good. I did not hook up the I did not hook up my wireless mics, so I just didn't bother with it today. I wanted to save a little time. So you may not hear me as I go out to deploy this antenna. Let's try this again. See if I can get it out a little further here. Here we go. I actually like to stretch it on out here and get the antenna away from the site. There we go, without it bunching up. Okay, we'll put it right here. Okay. I want to show you something really cool. So, a couple months ago, one of my readers, subscribers, I won't say who they are because I didn't ask their permission. They can chime in on the comments if they want to, or I can post it a little bit later. They sent me this really cool 3D looking like little, looks like a little gear. And what it does is it fits the bottom of the MC750 so that you can by hand tighten it, because this is one of the issues in the field I've run into, I think a lot of others. This will loosen up and you're just tightening with your hand, and this makes it to where it's much easier to grab, much more torque you can put on it to kind of hold it in place. What a cool thing. Thank you so much for sending this to me. And I think there's probably a Thingiverse or printables file for this if you want to make your own. Not a very complicated print. So I'd like to give a big shout out to that reader. Thank you so much for this. And it was a little breezy today, and I'm really hoping it's not too noisy on the camera audio. But there we go. I just didn't bother with my wireless mics today. Well, there's another reason why too, is I think that the batteries are getting kind of low on my base unit for it, and I just didn't have time to mess with it. Okay, let's plunge this in here. Ground's relatively soft. I'm just going to make sure it's in there really, really well. Very tight. Point this camera correctly. Now, if for some reason, if you accidentally discovered my channel here, my videos are real-time, real life, so I don't edit them, which means they're kind of slow. It's like slow TV, ham radio wise. If that's not your thing, that's perfectly fine. But I will tell you that what I do is I put chapters in my videos. So if you scroll on the timeline, if you just hover your mouse over the timeline in YouTube, you'll see the chapters that I put in here to kind of help you go through the video to see the bits you want to and skip the bits you don't. Just put this out. All I do is I set this up so that they're in kind of like an X pattern, these counterpoises. It works out really well. Here we go. Not to be perfect, but you kind of get the gist of it here. Okay, let me get this tripod working correctly. There we go. Okay, hopefully you can see this all right. Let's do these other three. They don't have to be perfect, but still want them in a pretty good pattern. It's sort of stretched out. Now, the magic with the MC750 is it's just a quarter wave antenna. This is a quarter wave, 20 meter quarter wave antenna. So, let's see if I can get this camera tripod to work for me. I may have to change tripods. This one's becoming difficult to work with, unfortunately. just doesn't want to snap into place properly. So, so what you do is you start to extend the antenna like this, and there are little silk screened markings on the antenna that tell you how far to move the antenna to be resonant on a certain band. You can kind of feel them as you go over them because they're raised a little bit. This is 7 megahertz right here if you've got a coil on, and there's 14 megahertz, so that's 20 meters. We'll put it right there, and there you go. So 14 megahertz right there. So we're golden. Let's move up here real quick and check. So we're going to check out this key and see how well this does. Now, got to be honest, haven't set it up at all, not the spacing or anything, and this is very much a test unit, so I may flub up with it a little bit here. We'll see. There we go. I'm wondering now if I brought my... Yes, I did. So say, did I bring my logbook with me? I did bring my logbook with me. I mean, I've got 2 spare ones in the car if I really need it, but... Get a little bit of coffee I made earlier. It is still a little windy, so I'm hoping you're not going to hear too much wind here. Now, if the battery dies on me with this thing, I've got a spare battery in the back I can use if I need to. Okay, first of all, let's move this up the band a little bit. Turn up the volume. Okay. Why am I not getting anything from that? Okay, well, I think... Let me see. Whoops. Oh, it's not quite making contact. Let me see where that is that I changed that. Okay. There we go. Okay, I see what's happening here. Sorry. Oh, I'm getting a great SWR. Okay, sorry about all of that. I'm going to make that a little bit spaced out further as well. You're probably, knowing this particular camera mic, you're going to hear clicking with all this. You're going to hear a lot of clicking, and I'm sorry about that, but that's just the nature of this particular mic. It has less to do with any super audible clicks, you know, that you're going to have when you're actually in the field with this. Get my pen out. Get this activation going. How long do I have? It's about 2 o'clock. I've got probably a max of 45 minutes on the air. Actually, I don't have that long. I've got 30 minutes on the air. We do have a place we have to be at 3. Let me think. Yeah, it'll be 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Yes. So we're going to make this kind of quick if we can. So 30th January 2025. US 6856 Vance. And this is the TR-45L and MC750. We're going to be on 20 meters CW. And 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So we're going to be at 1900 hours something. Let me move this in a little bit. And I've got this wide open, so there's nobody there. So if you hear somebody in the background, they're actually probably a kilohertz or kilohertz and a half away. I have the filter wide open on this. You can tell by the, oh. Why is that not making contact? Did I change that much? No, no, no. No, no, no. Why is that not making contact? This is weird. Something on here is preventing that from making contact. I'm going to have to change keys. This needs a little more tweaking. I got to figure out what's going on here. Fortunately, I've got plenty of keys. I wonder if there's something, maybe there's a coating on this or something, because it looks to me like it's making contact. That makes no sense to me at all. Huh. Move this a little closer here. There we go. By the way, we're using 3 watts, it looks like. I can We'll make it a full 5 watts. Very good, also. Did I hear KEB? Okay, well, maybe that's what I heard. Good signal. I didn't get your state, WB3DDJ. I think you're Maryland. Anybody else? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more for a valid activation. Ooh, need to be taking pictures. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, there we go. So good to hear you on CW, Mike. So here's... You just disappear on me. Okay, we'll go ahead and call CQ again. Maybe they'll come back. Okay, try to get this 9 station. Okay, wait, it's an SM2 station. Okay. SM3 and RY. There we go. Nice little bit of DX. Okay, I missed something there. Okay. Okay, I got him there. WD9IGY. I can hear them because they're slightly off frequency. They're a little higher than everybody else. Okay, wait. There we go. Also a little off frequency, so it's easy to hear them. It's a Z. I was questioning myself if that was a G or a Z after I wrote it down. Idaho. Why is my pen skipping? I'm running out of ink. I need to get my pencil out. I'll have to send a... That's the reason it's skipping. I was running out of ink. Do I have a pencil with me here? I need to go to the car to get it. NYFD, Florida. I can remember that. Okay, now I need to send this. I need to send AS, which means like, hang on. Okay, I'll be right back. Let me go grab a pencil. Sorry. Always have a pencil nearby, but I want to fix his call sign first. NY4FD. I need to bring cartridges with me, and I hadn't done that, but I think you'll be able to see this very easily anyway today. Actually, it's probably 18 there. Let's go ahead and put this up in my pocket, and we'll go back to it. Okay, I'll have to quit here pretty soon though. See that okay? It does show up. This shows up, so. Okay, wait. Maybe I can get that call sign. Okay, wait, say that again. Okay, so. Okay, what's that? K1. Sound like a J. Okay, Okay, there we go. He may be one of my very last. Maybe I'll get one more after him, and then I've got to go. Unfortunately, I've got to run across town. Okay, this has got to be it. I'm really sorry, everybody. I've got to do it though. So sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I can't do it. I want to. I hear you out there. I want to work you, but I have got to go. Let me take a picture of my logs here. Unfortunately, I have got to go. I forgot that I've actually got a pretty hard deadline here with my daughters have, well, I should say I have an allergy shot along with one of my daughters. We both have to go pick her up at school, go do allergy shots, and I think she's getting flu shots too or something, so can't miss that appointment. And that appointment's like at 3 o'clock, and it takes me 30 minutes to cruise across town these days. So that is what it is. Okay, so let's put up the antenna really quickly. Great thing about the TR-45L, it's just so self-contained. There's not a whole lot to pack up here. It's just the radio, mainly the antenna that we need to pack up now. And let's take this out. My buddy Eric, WD8RF, thank you for doing this. He ripped one of the cords out of my little drawstring bags there. Oh, you worked really well. Oh, let me take a picture of my antenna here. Oh, gotta grab my phone. You get all this good stuff in my videos. I know this is probably not meant for everybody, but if you're here, I appreciate you. Thank you. The MC750 is just a wonderful overall radio. Antenna. It just works so well with any radio. So what I'll do first is pack up these lines. I do this usually. I've often thought of a faster way to do this, and I'm sure there are. I even thought about bundling them up in each individual, like figure eight, but at the end of the day, this works pretty well. By the way, it's like the warmest it has been in ages today. It's not like hot or anything, but it's very pleasant out here. I could operate forever without wearing gloves, which is kind of nice. We have had some a little bit of a scare here in the area. There are some, I think I mentioned in my last video, there's some forest fires down in McDowell County right below us. And we had really strong dry winds, and we have a lot of downed trees, a lot of leaves. All that leads to perfect conditions for a forest fire, sort of like they've had to deal with in California, which my heart pours out to people that have been affected by that. Let me tell you, that is some really scary stuff, really scary stuff. Natural disasters in general are scary, but man, have a fire come up on you and not be able to do a thing about it because you only find out like as it's happening, that is really, really wild. Very difficult to imagine. As those winds whip up, you know, people just, they don't have an opportunity. I mean, they just have to leave as fast as they can. We have to worry about it where we live too, because I essentially live at the end of a 4-mile long dead-end road. So we're always very concerned with forest fires and having egress and that sort of thing. People may ask about this. Is it RG178? I always get it mixed up. Is it 178 or I don't see it on here, but anyway, this isn't as good as RG316 in terms of, you know, it maintains a little bit more memory. It's a little lossier, but it works really well, actually. And yeah, it's good stuff. Here we go. There's the whip. My buddy Bob's going to say, Thomas, have you not gotten a washcloth to keep in your bag yet? I keep forgetting about it, Bob. You and a lot of other people tell me about it, but I just forget to do it when I'm at home. I forget about it. Here we go. There's the antenna. See, if I want to be quick, I can. I do love this backpack too. This is my vintage Swiss Army Rucksack, and boy, it is an amazing bag. Voluminous too. You can really put a lot of stuff in here. And I am, for the sake of time, I'm going to stuff my things in here because I need to get going so quickly. But I do love this bag. You know what? Let's cover it up. Go ahead and put on the, whoops, down the straps. And we are good to roll. Sorry, should have repositioned you. I really need some kind of camera that, what I need is a camera person. That's what I need. I need to do a GoFundMe drive for a camera person, right? Okay. Need to grab one of my daughters to come out here. If they weren't so busy with school, they could come out and help me. They've done it before, actually. So anyway, thank you so very much for coming along today. A very special thanks to my Patreon and Coffee Fund supporters. You guys rock. You make this possible. You really do give me the support I need when I need it. But if you can't afford to do that, it's all right. I'll be fine. Just enjoy the videos, and I hope it's helping you with your CW practice. And I just hope that my whole goal with this is just to get people enthusiastic about doing field radio and show that if I can do it, you can do it. Because really, honestly, this is such an accessible part of our hobby, and it's so incredibly fun to get outdoors and play radio in our parks, on our summits, on islands, wherever you can get to. It's just so much fun. And if you get an opportunity to teach someone else how to play radio in the field, maybe help them put together their field kit or do something and just be a good Elmer, please do so. We always need that. Anyway, as I always say, this world's a better place because you are in it. Thank you so much. And until next time, 7 twos.